Hey guys, Robin here. It's time for the Tips That Won't Hurt You series, a series that I will do for every milestone. I set the first stage at 500 subs, so thanks again for your support. And today we're going to talk about the release and how you can achieve more solid strikes using sound anemone. So first things first, what do we want to avoid and what do we want to do in the release? So some people say they want to achieve that flat left wrist, some people want to bow, some people want to just get rid of that flip, and some people just want to stabilize those hands that give them timing issues. So how can you use anatomy again to support what we want to do and use our body more efficiently? Things that you can notice if you look at Jordan Spieth, for example, or Brooks Koepka, Gary Woodland, even Young Tiger and everything, that they had that kind of look like they had a bent left arm. And even though we do see this kind of chicken wing follow through on amateurs, this position with a slight bend in the arm is quite desirable. And why is that? The answer is quite easy actually. The tricep here that is responsible for elbow extensions has connections with the wrist extensors in a way that if you engage your tricep a lot, you're very weak with the flexors and very on spot with the extensors. That makes sense. When we want to push something, we just extend the elbows and we are in pronation extension. That's a natural move. And the same way, if we want to lift something very heavy, we kind of bend at the elbow and then flex the wrist. And that's exactly what we're after in a golf swing. So how do we achieve that little bend in the left elbow? That's actually very easy. What you need to do is two movements. One of them is internal rotation of the left shoulder. Shoulder rotation is what happens in the humerus and the shoulder cavity. So it's none of this. Like this is just shoulder turn, but it's mainly rib cage or whole body turn. We're looking at what happens here between the humerus and the cavity of the shoulder. So if you put your elbow like that, like more rotated towards the target, that's internal rotation. If you rotate it towards you, that's external rotation. We're looking for internal rotation, and the other moves we're looking at is supination. Supination is turning your palms up. And while it may seem contradictory, these two movements blended together, so internal rotation and supination, if you notice, there's a slight bend that appeared here. And if I do that, that's exactly the contrary. I went to external rotation and pronation. And you see that I'm in extension already. If I revert to the correct move, internal rotation, supination, I'm way more powerful in the flexors than here, where it's really disengaged. So next time you want to hit more solid shots, you want to get rid of your flip, you want to hit low shots that don't really move into the wind, think about these two moves. Internal rotation of the shoulder and supination at the same times. Your flexors will thank you. Cheers.